All right, let's continue. So the focus of this stream is just going to be on Alaska. We're going to do the quests in Alaska. And I more or less have everything set up for that. I'm just going to advance to morning here, I think. What time are we looking at? Okay, yeah, it's middle of the night right now. Skip time, skip time. Mostly for you guys, so you can see what's going on. So what we're going to be doing is the mainline quest, because we have a lot of things locked down by these mainline quests, so we just kind of have to knock them out. And this one seems to be pretty important for a lot of other quests we want to do, so we're going to do it. It's probably going to be a hassle, but this will be a good test of the P12. I've upgraded the P12 fully, and I'd like to see how it does in this task. So what we're doing, this is our delivery point. We have to pick up a oil rig salvage semi-trailer, which is a fairly big trailer. We have to carry it down this road. We've got a few points that are going to be a problem. The first thing is just getting there. This area is just a soupy, muddy mess that's just terrible. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other obstacle is this location. If you go down this road, it's very slanted, and there's a good chance with that heavy trailer I just flip and roll down the hill into the water. This path, I think, was also fairly muddy. It might still be tricky. I went down it once, so I'm not 100% I'm about remembering what it's like. But I definitely think this path is just too risky. So we're going to try that other thing. Otherwise, the distance we have to cover is really not that long. But the obstacles are still going to be kind of hard to handle. So the P12 is a fairly big, heavy truck. But it does have some things going for it. It's very powerful. It has the same engine as the P16 can have, which is the same company, just different truck. And I'm really a big fan of that truck. I do have mud tires on this thing, so it won't perform all that well on the icy roads, but we have to get through some really soupy, awful mud, so I think I would rather use the mud tires for at least this objective. I do have an off-road gearbox on this thing because... No, I'm sorry, I do not. This thing has a different category of gearbox. So I think it's called the Advanced Special or something like that gearbox. So I have that installed. Fuel consumption might be a little bit of a problem, but we'll see. This thing does have lock differentials always on, which I definitely like. That's a big advantage. And one advantage this has over the P16 is it does have all-wheel drive, whereas the P16 does not. And with this new gearbox, I think we have a little bit more speed. Probably not a big difference, but although the P16 I think can have that same gearbox, so I think that gearbox gave us an extra gear at the top end, and then it gave us the extra low-range gears. High-range gear might have always been there with this type of truck. Alright, here we go. Let's just go ahead and turn on the all-wheel drive. We know we're going to need it. So there's two paths to go. There's the real horrible mess on the left here. But I normally avoid that. I do think I have the extended winch. You know, the game's looking a little dark to me. I'm going to just bump up the gamma a little bit here. Let me know if it's too dark for you guys. It's still morning, so it's hard to say. The light hasn't really come in. But I'll tweak it as we go. So yeah, this might be a mistake coming this way, but if it is like not looking good, we can always... Oh, okay, I was about to say we can always winch forward with these poles. They might be a little too spaced out. Alright, this was a mistake. I kind of wanted to test out the truck to see how it would do, and we're already making errors in that judgment. I think we can get out of this, though. No problem. With the use of our winch here. I'm going to attach it from the back to something, or maybe the side. We just need to get over on the... It seems like this main path, what looks like the normal road, it's just not passable. This truck should have had every ability to take that path, and yet we got bogged down very quickly, and not a whole lot to winch to, even though we have the extended range. So I'd say let's go this path, because it's a path I'm a little bit more familiar with. Yeah, I'm a little, yeah, I don't know how well this truck is really doing. I haven't really tested it out on mud, as much as I have mud tires. Haven't tested it, so I really don't know how well it's going to do here. And we have to consider the fact that I'm going to be bringing a very heavy trailer this way back. We have a lot of these fallen trees, so it might be okay, but I don't know. There might be another truck that could do this job better. I almost wonder how the P16 would handle this mud. Because it only has off-road tires and you have no option of changing it. And it only has rear-wheel drive. But the wheels have... I'm not sure really what the term for this is, where they have, I guess, a lot, it would be low ground pressure, right? Where you have a pretty wide base. If I remember correctly, low ground pressure is good, high ground pressure is bad. Not really an expert in that kind of stuff, though, so if I'm getting that idea wrong. Nah, we probably just need to come a little bit further forward so we can grab that tree. Although at this point, I think we're out of it. So yeah, this path is a lot easier. Problem is I might have knocked out a lot of the trees I'm going to need to use. I'm going to actually grab the pole instead. It's in range now. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm a little worried about our prospects now. Because it did not make it through the mud as well as I thought it would. Alright, let's give it a little bit more gas here. Yeah, see, the big problem with this truck is it's very big and long. And I think there's a real chance of you bottoming out with this truck. I did raise up the suspension, which may cause it to flip over. We'll see, but... I don't know. We'll see. This might not have been the right truck for the job, but I wanted to give it a chance. Especially as I just spent a bunch of money on the upgrades and stuff. Yeah, we're starting to get a bit more daylight here. Okay, we definitely do not want to take the main path. We want to take the detour when it comes. This will give us a little bit of a heads up of what to expect as well on that detour, because I really don't remember. I only went down that path once. I definitely remember the path, the main path, the non-detour path, because I remember it being very scary to go down. Because of some of the slopes. This slope here might be a little worrisome. But I remember there being a lot of things like that. See, it's things like that where we can maybe get bogged down. And we have to go up angles and stuff. I think that's the main weakness of this truck. If those... set of tires in the middle were just a little bit more in the middle rather than all the way at one end. Like right here. Good chance we bottom out here. We didn't, but maybe on the way back up. Okay, so it's not mud, probably more snow is what we're going to have to worry about here, and then these kind of slopes that we're going to have to drag the trailer over might be a little dicey. There's also a possibility I lose the road, considering it's snowed over. But so far, I think I've been following it okay. If we're worried about something like that, I can always put the trackers on. Yeah, so after this point, I'm kind of not sure where the road's supposed to go. Guessing to here, and then you turn in right? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Alright, that was the detour. Guess I should give you guys a little bit of a synopsis of what I did since the last time you saw me stream this game. So I did manage to grab all the upgrades in Alaska now, so we're up with that. So I have all of the American truck upgrades, which is real nice. The vehicles found thing I think that's just an error. Because I even did a little bit of poking around, and I've found all the trucks that you can find. So, at least in the Americas. I haven't done that in Russia yet, because I still am kind of waiting on Russia. But, yeah. I don't know what... And that number keeps going up, too. When I first was in this area, I think it was like 1 of 3 or even 1 of 2. And it just keeps going up. And in Michigan, there was a time when it said 8 of 8. And I thought I had completed it, and then it went up by another 2. But as I said, I did some poking around. As far as I know, there are no other vehicles to find in Michigan. So, yeah, I don't know what that bug is. It's something that they have to figure out. Maybe it's the trucks that you get through quests are supposed to be tracked, and they're not, or something. Because I know there have been some tricks I've gotten through quests, and they just haven't added on to that. I mean, like, if you look at... Just to go over this really quickly, if you look at Alaska, I definitely had 2 trucks where all I had to do was drive up and I got them. But I'm trying to think, how many trucks have I gotten total out of Alaska? Because there was at least 2 I had to rescue. Maybe even a 3rd one. So that could be your 5. Because there was the cat and there was that one like big military truck that I had to rescue. And there might be one... Oh, the Hummer. Yeah, so if those 3 were counted, then the 5 would be correct. So I think that's what the bug is. I think the ones that you get from quests are supposed to count, and they just don't. So there are indeed 5 trucks in Alaska. It just... They aren't being tracked properly, because I have them. Alright, so this bit's not too bad. It's just the mud. Alright, we can turn off the all-wheel drive. We don't need it right now. Fuel, I don't think is going to be a concern. We definitely burned quite a bit of it, but doesn't seem to be that bad. Oh, that's right. I left the trailer over here. I don't have any damage, so that spot would repair me if I needed it. At least I'm pretty sure it would. Alright, we got to figure out how to turn around. I think this truck is an okay turning circle. For being as long as it is. It's still not the best turning circle in the world, but I don't think it will be a problem for this quest. I'm pretty sure I have the right attachment point. Well, I don't think I can have the low saddle. I can only have the high saddle. We have the problem where one of the feet is sunken into the ground. We had that before, but I don't think it'll be a problem getting underneath this thing. As you can see, this trailer's fairly large. We're having to attach to. But yeah, here we go. I don't think I've ever hauled whatever this thing is before. Maybe, but I don't remember it. It's gonna be difficult to see because it's just the size of the trailer, and there's no good view for me to do this. I have a few different views I can do. First person might be a little bit better, but I kind of prefer third person, and it gives me a good view of how we're doing in the mud, which is going to be the main concern for this. So go ahead and put all-wheel drive back on. So we'll take the detour again. We might get stuck on some of those bumps, humps, whatever you want to call them. Seems like a truck definitely has the power to do what it would need. Granted, looking at that fuel consumption, I'd rather not look at it because it's bad. It's real bad. Like 15 to 17 pretty much almost the whole time. Yeah, that's not good. Thankfully, the trip is short. Alright, here we go. I do have to be careful with how I take turns, because this trailer is going to be really big. Thankfully, we don't have really that many to worry about. It's pretty much that, and then the one as we come out. Now I can just follow the tracks I used to come in this way, although I might want to take it a little to the outside here and go a little... Oh. Wait a second. Yeah, I don't think I followed the path the last time I did this. Because that's the path up there. See? Snowden Road, you get confused. Alright. Well, we'll take this way because it's a lot wider. We're not going to get hung up on trees, hopefully. Let's go low range, the high-low range. We can't use the winch to help us here, so why not? And we do have the heavy class winch with this truck, so it has more power than standard. Granted, I do have the ability to get the higher power winches for the medium-sized trucks. But I actually don't know what would be more powerful, a heavy standard winch or... Yeah, it's going to be one of those situations where it's just not grabbing the thing I wanted to. I don't know what I just grabbed hold of there. Yeah, I thought so. I'm trying to grab out far, but I think things that are in range right now are just things that are going to get pulled over. I guess that's one thing I wish they did in this game, is give you a little bit more specific stats of things. Like, for example, the differences between the different tires, right? I think there are a few people out there on Reddit that I've peeked at that have come up with lists. Maybe they dove into the code of the game or what have you. But I don't really remember that stuff. I mean, it's like a spreadsheet. I guess I could always, you know, get a copy or what have you, but nah. I got enough things to monitor while I'm streaming to have a list of the different tires. And the trucks don't use the same types of tires. You might have some overlap, like the American trucks might use similar style tires, but there are definitely differences in tire types. And not all trucks use all tire types, so you can't even make a general rule. But the game doesn't tell you really any of that stuff. They give you kind of like basics of this tire does excellent in mud or what have you. But problem is you'll have 3 mud tires and they all say that. So, and it's more than just a difference of what they look like. There is actual statistical differences between the different mud tires or different off-road tires or what have you. And then things like that, like the winch. What's the difference between the different winches? Does a heavy truck have a better winch than even the most powerful medium winch? I don't know. How many repair points does a service, like the van body, I think is what it's called. How many repair points does it come with? That kind of stuff. It would be kind of nice to know. A good example of that is the GMC truck, which is like the first truck you get in the tutorial, like the one that you can haul with, a medium truck. It can have a attachment that's, I think, called the service body, and I got it to do a repair request, thinking it would have a fair amount of repairs. It comes with fuel too, so I was like, okay, best of both worlds, right? It only comes with 300 repair parts, which is really not enough to do one of those quests in most cases. So, but I had no way of knowing that until I bought it. Now, obviously, you can always resell the stuff, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it would have been nice to know that ahead of time. It comes with a lot more fuel than I would have thought. It comes with 1,400 liters. I don't know. Hopefully that's stuff that they... It's not the end of the world, though. But it does take away a lot of trial and error if they would tell us what the difference was, rather than us having to figure it out. Alright, how are we doing? We're almost to the bad part. I'd say the rest of this has been fairly good, other than just a horrible fuel consumption I'm going through. Alright, so I'm keeping an eye on what my speed's like now. Does it change when I'm in low, high? Yeah, low plus seems like it's about the same speed, maybe only slightly slower. And we're not burning... it's still burning a lot of fuel, but not as much. Oh, that went above 20. I still think we'll be okay with fuel, though. And at this point, we're getting pretty close to the garage, so I could always send a rescue vehicle over to help out. So, I'm not overly worried about it. Alright, we gotta not wrap this thing around this pole, so we're gonna try and take this turn somewhat wide. Alright, let's start turning in. I also don't want to wrap it around the tree, if we can help it. Hopefully that's good enough. Alright, let's go into low. Start using the winch, because I really can't sit here to try and power through this, because I'm gunning the engine as I'm doing this, and as I do that, I'm just burning through fuel, right? Looks like that's going to be the closest thing we can attach to right now. Now the fuel consumption is really not that bad right now, although that's comparatively speaking, it's not above 20. All right, let's go ahead and swap to this guy. It's going to be slow going because we've got this trailer. Slower going than it was coming the first way. For the first time. Alright, let's switch to the next one. Yeah, it really helps to have the extended range. I think it's probably the most important upgrade you can get is extended range winch. It doesn't seem like the power really helps all that much. Maybe marginally. Again, that's where I'd like to see the stats. But I've never really noticed the difference. I do notice the difference in the reach, though. In this case, I don't have the stronger winch, though, so I just want to make that clear, but... Alright, maybe we're in range of the pole? No, we're nowhere near it. Alright, well, I'll switch to that, so we got a little bit more. Once we get to the pole, we should be pretty much out. Are we in range yet? No, still no. I'll switch to that guy, though. Kind of getting pulled in the direction I don't want to go, though, so I'm going to try and turn us. Alright. There we go. Yeah. Maybe there was a better truck for the job, but this seemed to do it okay. It does get me an idea of what the capability of this truck is. Probably don't have another thing to latch to here. No, I don't. Let's just grab from further back. As you start to get close to whatever you're winching to, you lose really any power you're going to get out of that winch. So, usually a good idea to switch either the spot you're winching from or switch to a different winch point once you get to a certain distance. Alright. We should be able to pull. I mean, the trailer's still going to be stuck in some bad mud, so it would be slow going for a bit. I'd say that went pretty well. I was a little worried about this quest, and I put it off for a long time. But yeah, that went well. It could have gone more smoothly, but that's the situation where you just have to find the best truck for the job, and sometimes it's not readily apparent what that is. I don't think this was the best truck for the job, but it was good enough. Alright. I think we're taking this to the port. I do have to take it slow, though, because I have mud tires, which are not going to be good on the ice, so I could slide. So we're going to try and slow down whenever I come to a turn or something, and not take it fast in general. This is one of those situations where I think I would have been better off just taking the chain tires, because I don't think the mud tires really did all that well. Maybe it would have been worse, though, so I don't really know. I'll probably switch back over to chains after this. But if you mostly have to pull yourself through the mud, then what's the difference, right? Alright, I'm taking it up a little too much speed, so I'm gonna let us coast a bit. Not brake, but coast. Let's use the energy of all the fuel we're burning. Alright, there's the port, so we're almost there. Alright. Job well done. No real major problems. I'm going to want to take this wide, though, because there's a cement barrier there. There's a little bit of slow going in the mud, but I think that's to be expected. I wonder if anything happens when we deliver this. Alright. Blackbird is 100% satisfied. Maybe now my boss will get off my back. That's all for now. Okay. Let's turn off the engine. Alright, what's next? There is a fuel trailer here. We can refuel that if we're going to keep using this truck. But there's this very specific thing that I need to do. So what I'm ultimately trying to do is I'm trying to finish off clearing all the blockers. So we have to do these pipeline ones. I think the next one is this mountain pipeline, and we have to do the mountain delivery to be able to do that, which is this guy. Which we had to do the quest we just did to have this be available. So we have to deliver 4 oil barrels. I mean, I'm going to accept it. Let's see where we have to deliver it on Mountain River. Let's see where precisely, though. Okay, so we're delivering it to the service hub, which is really not that bad. The question is, where are we getting the oil barrels? Let's switch over back to Northport. Okay. So there is a drilling site here. If I remember correctly, this drilling site's kind of a pain in the ass to get to. The easiest path is probably over here through this way. It's kind of snaking though, so it'd be tough to do a big truck for this. We need 4 oil barrels, so I'm probably going to want to do smaller truck with... I'm curious if there's another spot I can get this from. Now, taking it from Northport would be the quickest. I just wanted to see on the other maps real quick. So, does Pedro Bay have anything? No. Does White Valley have anything? White Valley does. And you would be Mountain River from here. Alright, well, is this less of a pain in the ass to get to? Because I don't think I've ever been here. Oh, no, wait, I have. Yeah, okay. So we come from here, go down this road, go to the drilling site, maybe come back to the main road, and then just go up. We would want to go to Mountain River, this one. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. It has us go through less pain in the ass stuff. So this is where we can decide either to take a truck with a trailer, or... well, let me just go ahead and switch over to White Valley. I can rebuy the twin steer and see if that can do the job. I kind of like that truck, and I think I have all the... Well, I know I have all the upgrades now, which I didn't have before, so it might be fun playing around with the upgrades. It's a pretty expensive truck if I remember correctly, but this will be the last hurrah for the twin steer, which I honestly do like. I feel like most times it's kind of hard to use, which is why I sold it in the first place. We do have a truck unlocking at level 20, which I think I'm close to. Let's take a look at that in a bit. So we're gonna buy the twin steer. Let's customize it. Can I afford all the customization? So we'll give it the best engine we can. Fuel consumption will be real bad. Okay, gearbox. I think we'll just keep it balanced. I do have the raised suspension, so we'll use that. I don't know if that'll give us any real capabilities. We'll find out. You know, there's one way to find out. Yeah, so you can't do the 63-inch tires if you want to do those. So let's go back to raised. We'll sell that again. I just wanted to double check that. Sometimes you never really know. It comes with all terrains, which is nice for early in the game. I think we definitely go with the chains. We want the 63-inch guys. So average, excellent, good, excellent. I think that will do just fine. Okay. I'm fine with just the stock. But as I discussed, the extended really does help. I don't think we have to go through too bad terrain. So, fair wheel, not really interested. We already have the diff lock on. We're probably not going to go through water. So, yeah, that's probably not an upgrade we need. This other stuff is just cosmetic. So, probably not worth it. Especially if we're just going to end up selling the thing. I usually like to have the fog lights, and they're not all that expensive, so we'll go with that. I think I'm just going to leave everything else stock, except for the rims. What color do we want to paint it? So it's got the black and yellow motif normally, which kind of goes with the wide load sign. So I'm kind of tempted to keep that as is. Okay. Yeah, we'll just keep it as is. It goes with the wide load sign, which, you know. Okay. Leave garage. So, the reason why I'm taking this is it can haul 4 things, or it has a cargo capacity of 4, without needing a trailer. It does have downsides, which we'll see as we go. What time is it? It's going to be at night soon. We could probably do this job at night. Alright. So, I just need to come this way. I want to mark where I need to turn, just so I remember. I don't think I've been down this way too much. I've been down it once, but once doesn't ingrain it in my mind, so then we'll pick up our oil. Okay. The rest of the path seemed fairly straightforward. Alright, let's see what this fuel consumption is going to be like. Turning circle is not as bad as I remember, although I just was in the P12, which also had maybe not the best turning circle, so. Sorry, sign. Alright, we got chain tires, so I can gun it a little bit on these roads. And fuel consumption's not too bad, but I'm not off-road, so it's somewhat misleading. I'll probably sell this truck after this. Unless this does like a really stellar job and I'm really impressed with it. But like that turn right there, not really even that bad of a turn, but it was difficult to stay on the road with that turn. Well, I guess we might as well get fuel while we're on the way. Yeah, during under heavy acceleration, I definitely noticed it getting up into the teens. Not a lot of fuel to get, but if things come down to 10 liters, I did the right thing. I don't think it will come down to that, though. Oh, I made my markers at the turning and I blew past the turning. I probably could have done that back up a little smoother. Okay, we definitely need to back up. That's my fault. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I just blew right past the marker I drew. Yeah. See, these side roads are kind of hard for this truck to do. All right, let's dot lock those differentials. I'm going to try and let it get through, because I have faith that it can. It's trucks like this that really make me appreciate the value of power in this game. Because it kind of just gets through things because of that. All right, let's get our oil. So we need all 4. Oh, no, not fuel. Hold on. Oil. There we go. Much better. Hold on, I gotta pour my tea. I forgot to do that before we started. I'm pretty much just gonna go out the way I came, because I think getting back onto the road makes a lot of sense. The turns are gonna be easier. We're gonna have better traction and be able to go at higher speeds. I guess my other problem with the twin steer is its really singular purpose. If you don't want to bring a trailer, because most trucks only have a capacity of 2, there you go. But you specifically need a capacity of like 4, no more, because there are things that are size 5 that this thing could not haul. All right, let's just go ahead and flip on our headlights. We don't need them just yet, but round and round we go. Although I didn't quite expect this road to be paved. I wonder if the whole thing is paved. Because if the whole thing is paved, then we just might as well go that way. But the road here gets us directly where I want to go, so rather than having to go up this way and then make this turn. So I'm just going to go back the way we came, because I'm just not sure if this is paved all the way or not. Sorry about that, I had to have a little bit of a cough. All right. Oh, the last time we went through there, we got bogged down a little bit. Didn't seem like I got bogged down that time. Okay, we might have some difficulty making this turn. So we might have to take a few stabs at it. I just don't have a lot of room to maneuver because there is a kind of a slope on the one side. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. We might bottom out, but I think we're going to make it. Don't want to tip over. Yeah, and that right there is why this truck is maybe not the best. Because a simple turn like that wouldn't have been hard for another truck. But hey, it's still a fun truck, and it's kind of cool. So I like that it's in the game. It just has limited utility, which is fine. There's plenty of trucks in this game that have limited utility. It's the fact that it has utility. It's a specialist truck. I think it's perfect for this quest, so. And I wanted to see what it was like fully upgraded. Honestly, pretty good. Sorry about that. I was going a little too fast. That was an accidental horn press. That's my standard panic horn. When I'm trying to change directions quickly on the joystick, I have a habit. I've always had this habit of accidentally pressing in the joystick. And in this game, pressing in the joystick honks your horn. Like that. That one was on purpose. Anyway, going this way, we get to use our nice, beautiful bridge that we helped build. Up on the Mountain River map. Yeah, so this trip from White Valley might have been technically longer than the other one, but I think getting to the other drilling site would have been much more of a pain in the ass than the one we went to. That one was fairly straightforward and easy. The other one would have required me taking a roundabout path because there's no real good path to get there. Having to go through mud and water and... No thanks. Also, I think it's a kind of... It would be a path that this truck couldn't have taken, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a little bit of suspension damage. No, not that much of a big deal. Alright, we're gonna have to take this turn slow. And wide. Sorry, sign. It just wasn't meant to be. No, I could have gotten fuel. I always forget about that fuel station and just blow right past it. There's another one over here, though, so I'm not too worried about it. And I think I'm just going to recover this truck and sell it. Because, I mean, maybe there's another quest we'd want to use it for. Hello, other truck that I just abandoned here and haven't used in quite a while. I should probably sell that truck. Another thing I've been doing off stream has just been trying out some of the Russian trucks. Now that I've gone through all the American trucks I can. There are a couple I still need to unlock with levels, but all the ones that I can currently acquire, I have done things with. So I'm checking out the Russian trucks. So I went through all the scout vehicles and just evaluated them. Most of them performed pretty much how I thought they would. Although I felt like I think it's called the Don 17 or something. I found that rather disappointing. I had it fully upgraded and it didn't perform all that well to me. I think the TUZ 166 is much better comparatively. And they use pretty much the same engine and everything, so yeah. You can put bigger tires on the Dawn 17. Again, I think it's called the 17. I might be getting the number wrong, but okay, let's go ahead and do the cargo management. So delivery. Oh, you must be real sure-footed. Navigating those mountains ain't easy. Great work. I didn't find it that difficult. Alright, whatever you say, buddy. Alright, next quest. I'm hoping that opened up one of them. Yeah, mountain pipeline building. So that's this guy here. So what do we need? We need a lot of things. We need metal beam, service spare parts. Well, we're already where service spare parts are. But we could do that job with the truck we have over here that's just like sitting here. I mean, we just discovered that it's there, so I might do that part there. Service parts, medium pipes, small pipes. All of those things are probably on this map. So, I don't think this is going to take multiple trips unless I use a trailer. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. But we'll accept it. And get going on it. It will clear this blocker. Again, this blocker isn't that big of a deal, but it makes it slightly more convenient not to have it there. So, considering how tough this mission is, or just a little bit of convenience, but nah. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna recover this guy. I don't think we're gonna hold on to him. It was fun trying it out, but it cost me a lot of money, and I think its application is just a little too limited. We got a good idea of the fact that even just going on normal roads can be somewhat of a challenge for it because of just the horrible turning circle and how long it is. But I still like it. I think it's a cool vehicle. Okay. Let's go map. And we'll just go ahead and grab the truck that's already here, because why not? This is a Russian truck. It's done all right for me. I am on the fence about selling it. But it's the first what I'd call a utility truck that I've tried out in Russia, outside of the ones that you get through Quest. So it's all right. I'd say it's very similar in performance to the Kodiak, the Chevy. On the American side of things, I would say it's maybe more capable, but I don't know. They're close enough together in capabilities that I would say either one would be fine. And considering the fact that you get the Kodiak for free just by finding it, no, I almost am curious. Should we do like a comparison between these two? Like do this run with this truck and then see what the Kodiak can do? I'm not sure. I hit X to do the cargo management and nothing happened. What? I think that's a bug. Alright, we can grab something else then. Because that's a bug. Like, I should be able to grab the cargo right now. That's not letting me do it. I've had that problem before with the service station. Not necessarily with that specific thing. But I have had a problem with the service sub. The last time what happened was... Oh! There you go. Yes, that was a bug. All I had to do is go on the map and exit the map. And then somehow it magically... I didn't even hit anything. It just immediately went into the cargo thing. Alright, well, we want service parts. What else is here? Consumables? Okay. I think I remember getting consumables from here before. I'm sure it's pretty dark for you guys. I kind of don't like always going through the nighttime. Because I think it's, you know, it's part of the game, and it's part of the experience. And I do have the spotlight, so hopefully you guys can see what's in front of me. But if you guys feel like it's too dark and you don't like it, you can always let me know. It gives me an incentive to have the beacons, right? To give me just better forward lighting. Just come out here and then go left. So yeah, the advantages of this truck is it's pretty good from a fuel efficiency standpoint. I don't know if I have it fully upgraded. I'd have to look at that. I probably have gotten upgrades for it where I could maybe stick a better engine in it, but maybe I already have the best engine in it. So maybe after this, what I'll do is I'll send it back to the garage to see where we're at. It's kind of silly to... Oh, I went too far. We're gonna have to go back up. Kind of silly to do that. But it'd be more just to, like, testing things out kind of thing. More efficient way to do this is obviously just stay here and chip away at the quest, but... Best turnaround ever. Alright, let me just be clear here. Yeah, I blew past. So it's across from the gas station. See, I'm not used to going down that way because it's been blocked, and so I just kind of ignore it. But I don't think it would be a fair comparison comparing this to the Kodiak and what the Kodiak can do if I fully upgrade the Kodiak and this is not fully upgraded. I don't think that would be fair. Yeah, so this is the road we wanted to turn down. And if I have it fully upgraded, then that's fine. Then we'll immediately see how the Kodiak does in comparison. So it would be like a comparison of speed, overall capability. Although I'm not really going on horrible terrain, so I don't know how much of a comparison that really is. Stop rolling. Well, I can't commend the performance of the handbrake there. Okay, mountain pipeline building. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the best comparison between the two, honestly. I guess my big misgiving for this truck is I'm just not sure how flip prone it is. Alright. Well, I'm going to do it nonetheless. We're going to have some fun with it. So if this is fully upgraded, we'll sell it and we'll buy the Kodiak and then we'll play around with that. Big question is, do I have the best engine this can have? So I have installed the 210. So there is an engine I don't have yet. It says explore, find this item. Is that a bug? Oh, either way, this is the more powerful engine, so I guess it's not that big of a deal that I don't have this one. The update with the new map happen? I didn't even look. I might have to peek at that. Yeah, so this is fully upgraded. I want to look at that because I'm actually curious now. No, okay. The new map is not there yet. Maybe they intend that part to be in the new map. Oh. Because the fact that it says search and then there's nothing there means that it might not be in the game yet. Well, in any case, let's do what we were here for, which is to put this in storage. We're going to sell it. So, cost of it, fully upgraded, is $58,000. I think this truck is more expensive than the Kodiak is. So, from that standpoint, I'd probably give the Kodiak an edge. This is the truck we're going to play around with. Well, maybe not. So, it's $34,000. Let's say $35,000 to buy that one. And then we have to go over to the Russian trucks to see the other guy. Which one is it? Probably all the way on the end. Yeah, there it is. That's the truck I was using. Yeah, so this is actually slightly cheaper. So switchable, capable. Should be the same for the Kodiak. Although you have to, I think, have the upgrade for the Kodiak, but we should have that. So capable, switchable. So, alright. We'll purchase it. and play around with it. See what we think of it comparatively speaking. So engine-wise, there's not a lot of options here. So power to weight might be in favor of the other truck. We'll use a balance because that's what we had in the other truck. You know, I might have forgotten to sell some of the parts off of this thing when I originally... We'll go with the biggest chain tires. I think they use fairly similar size tires. So we'll go with that. And then we want to sell the highway tires. Yeah, see, I forgot to sell some of the stuff last time I had this. So I guess it's good we're coming back. I don't know if I upgraded the winch, but we should probably do that just in case. In case we need it. It's not really going to affect the performance too much. No spare wheel. We'll take a snorkel because we had a snorkel on the other one. We definitely want the engageable all-wheel drive. This is all stuff that you do get for free, by the way, all these upgrades, if you find them. And then we want... I sold the sideboard, but I'm just going to get that one back. We use the same bed. Okay. There we go. Everything should be set up. Just a matter of... I do want the fog lights. Everything else pretty much doesn't matter. And then... I guess that's one thing I should point out. I did, because there's a thing going on the Epic Store where you can get a $10 coupon. I went ahead and got the season pass for this game. So I did unlock some stuff from that, and I guess one of those is a paint scheme. We'll use it, what the hell. Okay. And I just did that like yesterday.